There is a show. There is a show. There is a show. We all love to go to RobLynn Live. RobLynn Live tonight. There are two hosts. They are the most. I gotta say, they're not too shabby. They ain't crappy. It's a RobLynn Live right now. Updates, panels, info, fun, variety talk show. It's the one, like ONPASSIVE. It's delicious. It's ONPASSIVE-licious. You can get anything that you want at Ashton Forest Restaurant. There is a show. There is a show. It is the show we all love to go to. RobLynn Live, RobLynn Live, right now. Yeah. There is a show. There is a show. There is a show we all love to go to. RobLynn Live, RobLynn Live tonight. There are two hosts. They are the most. I gotta say, they're not too shabby. They ain't crappy. It's a RobLynn Live right now. Updates, panels, info, fun, variety talk show. It's the one, like ONPASSIVE. It's delicious. It's ONPASSIVE-licious. You can get anything that you want at Ashton Forest Restaurant. There is a show. There is a show. It is the show we all love to go to. RobLynn Live, RobLynn Live, right now. Yeah.
All right. Hello, everybody. As you out there in the radio and TV land can see, we have a panel tonight. Tonight is the Q&A, the roundtable Q&A. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not too shabby. We have 2 others coming on board a little bit later. Sifu Francis Tay will be on. He's stuck in traffic in sunny Singapore. And Christy is on.
Heavy traffic.
Well, yeah. Heavy traffic. So, without further ado, let's kick this off. If we could see my prompter for the moment, just to take a look at things and make sure things are in order. And there they are. Okay, well, today is day 111 of year 2 of 476 consecutive RobLynn Lives. That's 476 consecutive broadcasts. Now, we broadcast when we had the flu. We broadcast when we had arthritis. We broadcast when it was freezing cold. We broadcast when it was 99 degrees. And we broadcast while we had COVID. So there you go. We are an all seasons couple of foolish old folks who can't seem to get enough RobLynn Live. But the question I have for everyone who's watching on we are streaming to YouTube, if I'm not mistaken, is do you RobLynn Live? I say it again. Do you RobLynn Live? Yeah. And that's compliments of our friend Mr. Greg Hill. We appreciate that.
Greg. Very catchy.
All right, now that we've gotten the troops all riled up here a little bit, let's talk about what happened today at 10 a.m. Along came Marty and Chris, and they did a bit of a warm-up for OP360. Then at 11, Red came on and continued warming everybody up for OP360, which was to be on at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then at noon Eastern Standard Time, we had Straight Talk Brought to you by Ollie Boy, the
Wonder
Wonder Dog. All right, Ollie said it's Wishful Wednesday, and he was wishing Daddy would calm down a little bit. But that is it for today, Wishful Wednesday. And now it's just on the eastern side, barely on the eastern side of 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And there's Mr. Tia's own. Hi, Chris. And we are live. We're definitely live. We are better than Memorex. We are crystal clear live on O Connect. And we have panelists tonight. And why do we have panelists in the early part of the show? Well, let me answer that question. First off, this is the roundtable Q&A. And this is where, this is the format here. Our panelists will introduce themselves, tell where they are from, a bit about them, a fun fact about their country, and then they'll fire away with questions for you folks. We usually get around 2 rounds of questions. We will make sure we do 2 rounds of questions tonight.
Possibly 3.
And tonight we will not have an Ollie Boy virtual background contest, although I wouldn't mind showing it just so everybody knows that we had one tonight.
Oh.
Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
There won't be a contest, but we'd like you to see it because it's absolutely stunning. In fact, we could show that right now. It would be nice.
Okay, you can keep
I
talking.
pulled it up. It should be on the presentation. Then there is the background, and that is a beauty, and that is a beauty. And look at those beautiful people there. We have Mr. John Barilla, Miss Melanie Marcano. That's a fire. Nobody hears us. Okay. All right. Well, I was just spouting off as I said everybody's names, and then I realized nobody could hear a word I was saying. So what I had.
Oh, you could?
You could hear, John?
We were just speaking and introducing, and you could hear? Oh.
They must have upgraded that
then.
or
That's
updated that, because in the past, whenever we had something on the presentation board, couldn't hear us. Well, that's good to know. It's a good thing I didn't say a cuss word there when we were talking about it.
It goes to show there's upgrading constantly. It's nice to know. Tech team is there working hard.
That is true, true, and truer. Just give me a couple of minutes to make sure we've covered the bases that we want to cover. We showed the background. We played the song twice. Panelists, were you able to hear the song okay? Give us a nod yes or a nod no. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up all the way around. Good stuff. We played it twice because, as Mel has said, you just can't get enough. And Weedin My Garden, Sharon Weedin, who's Push Peen Ballyhoo, right? And hello to Francis Tay as well. He's now joined the panel. So the panel.
He's finding the traffic and he's here.
He's the winner of the traffic battle. All right, good stuff, Francis. Listen, I sat in traffic today, man. I went 3 miles and it took me 35 minutes. 3 miles.
That's terrible.
Yeah, that's very shabby, as a matter of fact. So, at any rate, I think we're going to kick this off. We're not going to have a presentation by yours truly tonight because we've got many panelists with a number of questions, and we want to hear from them. We want to hear from you as attendees. Now, this is being streamed, as you all know, to YouTube, so you can watch it on YouTube or O Connect. And if you're on YouTube and you're not subscribed to the OES, here's your opportunity. Just go to RobLynnLive.ai.
Let me repeat that. RobLynnLive.ai.
That happens to be Lynn's domain name, and it's pretty crystal clear. It's RobLynnLive.ai.
And why do they go there?
They go there for 3 free products, 1, 2, and 3, known as O-Mail, O-Net, O-Trim, and the opportunity to hop on board and subscribe to O Connect. So it's all good.
And are they free?
Absolutely, totally free. I'm glad you asked, Miss Nakamoto.
So there's nothing to lose by going to
Nothing to lose.
RobLynnLive.ai.
Correct. That's absolutely correct, Lynn.
Please
All
do
right. Now, as we're recording, are we going to O-Connect first before we go with questions, or are we going to introduce live streaming?
We're just going to have our panelists introduce themselves. After that, we're going to stop the live stream, and everybody who's not on O-Connect needs to come to O-Connect to see the rest of the show.
Got it. All right. Let's start in India with Mr. Mayur Shabait. Hello, sir.
Hello, sir. Good evening. Good evening, Rob sir and Lynn, on all panelists here. I'm Mayur Shirbhate. I am a 37-year-old, live in Pune, India. I had done my graduation in pharmacy, also done my post-graduation in MBA as marketing in 2010. I started my business in 2011 in the name of a Plasma Care, which is a pharmaceutical distributions throughout the Pune and all over in India. I have also started. There is 2 retail shops in as a pharmacy and near hospitals, where I have distributed all kind of medicines like tablets, injections, life-saving drugs, some cancer-related product also, and surgical product also. And I had some export some cancer-related product to the Gulf countries. Um, Right now, I have 2 retails and 1 distribution channel in Pune. I have joined the ONPASSIVE November 2020. I love that concept that Acer is bringing to us, and technology used in this is a marketing wonder. Is a each I love each Instagram post whenever posting by the company. So. Like I live in India. It is India name is derived from the river in Indus. Most some interesting facts like it is the world's oldest and largest continuous civilizations. India is also largest democracy in India. Here now uh, some highlights about the India about most technology coming in this India's most coming for the market for the all the sectors like automobiles and technology. Here as far as mentioned that UPI is using in our system coming days for the transactions. It is most transaction in per hour is in world's first country to getting online transaction is in first. So in there is a largest postal system in the world. So there is a 150,000 post offices is there. Also there is some India is also is fast-growing telecom market, cheapest telecom tariff in the world. Is you know about the Mumbai? The Navi Mumbai is largest planned city in the world. It's also London has more than Indian restaurants than Mumbai or Delhi. It's all about that. Thank you from my side.
Mayur, thank you. And now I know that I have to add the E to the end of your name, Sherbate, and I'll get it right the next time, I promise. I promise. I have to be trained, as Lynn will tell the world. I'm still in training. Not in training pants. I've graduated there, but I am still in training. Let's go over to John Barilla. John, it looks like you've had your surgery, and tell us what's going on in your world today.
Well, sure, I will. Thank you for calling on me. And, I almost didn't come on tonight, but I'm here. I may not be able to stay all night because I am in a bit of pain. My name is John Barilla. My moniker for ONPASSIVE is kind of JJB, Tin Man. I am the Tin Man, and Tin Man has a big heart. But I'm from New York. I'm in New York City. I live in New York City, originally from Ohio, Steubenville, Ohio. Living in New York City since 1970. Came here to pursue my career as a professional actor, which is what I am to this day, and working hard whenever I can. Just tell you a little bit about why I look like Pinocchio, or whatever you want to say, with my funny patch on my nose. I did have a surgery today on my nose for a basal cell carcinoma, and that was this morning. I know I've joked and mentioned to you folks about my skin rash, which I'm still dealing with even now. It's not quite better, but it is improving a bit. But in the times that I was going to the dermatologist, at one point I said, "Hey, I got this little bump on my nose. Could you?" Because they had biopsied my rash to see if that might be cancer. What's causing this rash? Well, when they biopsied the nose, they found out, yep, I got a basal cell cancer on there. So they took care of that today. Now, the only reason why I'm not feeling too well is of everything that was done. The procedure was great. The surgeon, the doctor was great. The team, everyone, it was like a whole team, nurses. They just treated me so well, I must say, just great. And the actual procedure of this, dealing with the actual basal cell carcinoma, I didn't really feel any pain. She's so good. She took care of it all. What's kind of really got me down tonight is I'm in pain because, if you'll notice, look at my ear here, you see. Well, when they do something like this, they have to take care of the wound. And usually they'll maybe pull two pieces of skin together. They'll stitch and you get a little scar, but they pull them together or whatever. Well, she didn't want to do that because it's in a spot on your nose where sometimes when you do certain things, you get a pretty good scar there. So she wanted to try something different by the actual wound. She was going to, she did a skin graft, and she took the piece of skin from the back of my ear here. And it actually is I'm in more pain because of that than where she actually grafted the little chunk of skin that she took off and put it in a spot so that she wouldn't have to pull skin together and make my nose change shape, which she didn't want to do something like that. Well, I'm glad she did. But she literally filled the little wound with a piece of skin. She did that. But, I'm telling you, my ear tonight this isn't that painful. It's awkward, but it's not that painful. But my ear is really bothering me. But just to let you know, I went through that today. Basically, I'm okay. I'm just in a bit of pain because of my ear, and I'm not sure why, but I just think it's because, I don't know why exactly. I have pain pills, so I'll take another one of those later. So that's it from me right now. And I was going to tell you a little bit about New York City, and I'll just tell one spot. I'm trying to be a little different each time I've been on the panel. But I picked Rockefeller Center. It's a great place to visit. When you come to New York, it's like, for tourists especially, it's a must-see, a must-destination location. It's right in Midtown. It's located in Midtown. It's between 48th and 51st Street. It's a whole complex of Art Deco buildings in this particular area between 6th Avenue, Avenue of the Americas, and 5th Avenue. And everything close by is also so great because it's right near the theater district, near Times Square. On the other side of the avenue, on the east side of it, there's St. Patrick's Cathedral. There's Saks Fifth Avenue is right near there. There's just so many other things within this area, this Rockefeller Center, which is its own place to visit. Because as you might know, it's a complex noted for large quantities of art that's present in all of its buildings, and valuable art. Its expensive underground concourse, ice skating rink, and its annual lighting of the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree, which is actually televised on television. Many of you may have seen that some year or another. Every year they have a big show. They light the Christmas tree. They cut it down from different locations, either New York State or anywhere. They could get even other states. Sometimes they find a beautiful tree a huge tall tree, cut it down, transport it to the city. Then they have this big ceremony, TV show, entertainment, and they light the tree every year. That's in this underground concourse area that they mention here under the buildings, but it's an open area right in the center outside, a sunken area. In the summertime, it's actually an outdoor restaurant. In the wintertime, and even more than the winter, it's actually an outdoor skating rink. So right now, there's a festive holiday spirit there where people are skating in the skating rink with the huge Christmas tree glowing down over them, which is the same place where they have that. So that's Rockefeller Center. It's a great, NBC Studios is Rockefeller Center. Radio City Music Hall, you may have heard of, where every year they have the Rockettes do that. Right now, they're doing their big Christmas show in the huge theater. You wouldn't have, this theater is so huge, it seats like several thousand people. It's incredible. And I happen to know personally, friend of mine, Santa Claus. Yeah, Santa Claus at Radio City Music Hall, been doing it for like 25, 30 years, something like that. He's my friend, Santa Claus at Radio City Music Hall. That's it. That's all I have to say. And I hope I can stick around for the whole night here. I'm just going to judge it by how bad it feels. But I'm here for now. Hello, everybody. And thanks for letting me ramble on for a few minutes.
Thank you, Rambling Man. We appreciate you, John. Thank you. Thank you. And that you came tonight is, thank you. Thank you. Means a lot. And now I think we're going to swing over to Israel, if we may. Our one questionnaire, our panelist from Israel, the one, the only fire girl herself, Carmela Schwartz. Fire, 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 fire.
Hello, everybody. I want to present myself. My name is Carmela, and I live in Israel, in the center of the country. I grew up, and I was brought up a group. I served in the Israeli Defense Force. I married young, and I gave birth to children. I work in the municipality of Rishon LeZion for 37 years, and I started as a doctor assistant for children in the school. I progress and I changes a department. I work in the education department, accounting, human resource, several veterinary, and compounding. After 37 years of work, the municipality decided to cut and take out employees to pension. And it took me out for early retirement. I saw this as an opportunity, and I have been developed personally online over since. I discovered ONPASSIVE in October 2020, and from the first day, I connected with the idea and the vision of Ash Mufara.
All righty there, Fire. Thank you, Miss Fire.
Like they all did.
Oh, do you want to say a few facts about where you are in Israel?
Yes, I live in Israel, in the country of the Middle East, in South Asia, located on the southeastern coast of the Mediterranean Sea. Israel was established in the territories of the land of Israel, the national home and homeland of the Jewish people. Have you ever visit Israel, the Dead Sea? If not, put it on your wish list, as it is a place worth visiting. The water of the lake is colored light turquoise blue, and it is all surrounded by golden brown hills. Here and there can see sparkling crystals of the white salt stalking out of the water. The mineral-rich water and the Dead Sea mud are considered to have enormous benefit for the body, especially for skin. Browsing arthritis for problems. From this reason, many people visit the Dead Sea every year to receive special treatments. The capital city of Israel is called Jerusalem. The government parliamentary democracy, parliamentary republic. The area is 145 square kilometers. Population 936 millions.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Fire. We appreciate that. We'll look forward to your questions a little bit later. If you go to the mute state, we're going to go to Canada now. We're going to speak with Miss Mel, Miss Melanie Marcano. Hello. Hello.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Melanie Marcano. As you all know me as Mel. They call me Nani sometimes. I don't know. Or Melan, but Mel is my best, pet name. I came from a family of 15. Well, it was 15, but one died. So 14 siblings, and all 14 of us are alive. So I'm one of 14 siblings, and thank God for we are alive, right? I work as a member support agent at one of the known auto clubs, which is comprised of Canada CAA, Canada Association, and AAA. You all are familiar, those from the States are familiar with AAA. So we work in between those two. I worked for the company for over 21 years. Okay, before taking on this job, I worked for Canada Post as a mail depot callback agent for 7.5 years, not full-time, but callback, seasonal. As I also am supposed to be a med lab assistant certified. I am certified, but I did not renew my license, I'll be blunt. So I don't consider myself certified right now, but I am definitely. I also was enrolled in massage therapy. I did 14 months, but did not graduate because I switched over my program to micro business computer software. And afterwards, I did 6 months of call center training, and that's what landed me the job at CAA. Okay, and I don't like to write, I like to talk, just blunt, but okay. I'm an island girl, as you all know. I'm from the small island of Dominica, but living in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Hamilton is a port city in the province of Ontario. Hamilton has a population of 353,000 people or residents, and is situated approximately 45 kilometers, which is 28 miles, southwest of Toronto, the Big Apple. Like New York, the Big Apple, Toronto is the Big Apple in Canada. The Niagara Escarpment provides spectacular scenery with beautiful trails, waterfalls, parks, museums, art galleries, and incredible restaurants and shopping shopping experiences. I can't even read my own writing. I'm sorry. Hamilton has a unique urban feel, a vibrant, art scene, and a bustling downtown. And and it's also home to the Tiger Cats football team of Canada. Tiger Cat, as we all know, they play in the States and wherever. So that's about what I have. I try to bring a little bit to my time. So that's it about me and where I live. Thank you.
Thank you, Mel. We'll be back to you with some of your questions, if we may, as we go. All right, now let's go over to Pedro Jose Estrada Saladas. Hello, Pedro. Buenas noches.
Oh, buenas noches. Good evening, everyone. It's good to be here. It's a pleasure to tell a little bit about my original country, Guatemala, in Central America, for those who are not familiar with it, just south of Mexico. And Guatemala is an interesting country because 50 to 55
He's back.
Makes for a very special blend of Spaniard descendants and local natives. The city where the Guatemala city where I was born, it has developed so much. It's a bustling city. There is a lot of cultures, a lot of countries represented because it's an agricultural country and very friendly to tourism. That's one of the industries. There is no any other industry, but it's probably a country of agriculture. If you ever eaten bananas, Chiquita banana exists in Guatemala. They produce a lot of Chiquita banana. It's been there before. It was the United Fruit Company. Now they have labeled Chiquita banana, and it's all over South America. It's in Ecuador and other countries down there. But Guatemala is a major producer of banana and all kinds of fruits. The weather is amazing. It's called by many the eternal spring because the temperature stays around 70, 75 degrees all year round, except in December that drops down some. But I live half of my life in Guatemala City. I have a background of accounting, so I graduated from a public accounting school in Guatemala City, and I worked for a bank. My cousins had an auditing firm, so I joined them early. At age 16, I was already working with them, and so we did extensive auditing, and I learned a lot. At the bank I worked, I used to one of the big machines, NCR machines. Those are the machines that I use at the tellers here in America now, because the company specializes in doing that kind of equipment. But at the time, they had an accounting system based on this huge keyboard. I did for a bank. I ran the general ledger of that bank, and I had to punch 10 million quetzales, which is the local name of the money. At the time was equal to $1. One quetzal, $1. You had to go all the way across about 3 feet of keyboard in order to punch the $10 million. Anyway, that's one of the things that I did. I came to America. Half of the time I've been here, about 40 plus years. I have 2 children. I worked for 3 major companies here doing accounting when my English improved. I came to Florida. I lived in Florida a couple of years. I know what Florida is all about. It's nice. It gets a little hot in the summertime. But my brother and sister have lived here in this Washington area where I live now, Washington, D.C., for 50 years. So that was an attraction to me to come and live nearby them. And actually, we live nearby. Three of us still. We have families, and we enjoy visiting each other because we are just within 30, 40 minutes distance, which is unusual for families to live so close. It's been for years. Among other things, in the area where I live is the attraction of the great falls of the Potomac River. When there is being enough rain in the area, there are two more rivers that feed into Potomac and all kinds of streams, and it becomes a wild river. Normally, it's a good size river, but when it rains a lot, because the Shenandoah River is another river that meets it, and the Monocacy River, that they feed the Potomac, and it becomes a wild river. And by the Great Fall, there is a fall of about 50 feet. The terrain inclines 50 feet in a very short distance, so the water runs at a speed that is scary to be around. It's a sight. We've been every time when it rains hard, people like to go around and look at this. It's an attraction. If anybody visits Washington and they want to take a tour, I'll be happy to take them around. I have done this area. I have a record doing Uber driving, and so I love driving. That's one of my favorite. Let's say I take it as a hobby. I never took it as a job. To me, talking to people comes natural. I love to talk to people, so I don't want to bore you anymore. But if you ever come to Washington, D.C., be sure to connect with me, and I'll take you anywhere you like. You're going to be delighted to know all the places that you can visit in the Washington area. So I'll come back to you a little later on with the questions.
Well, once again, I was muted. Thank you very much, Pedro. We appreciate you. Now I think it's time we better head over to sunny Singapore. Is it sunny there today, Sir Francis?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for looking out the window.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be back in time. As you know, that I'm Francis from Singapore. My business, or my own business, is providing limousine service to our customer. And then this morning, I was driving one of my customer to work. And it was a long traffic jam, so immediately I text Lynn and said probably I will be late. And somehow I don't know why I did not speed. But let me just say I did not speed back. Somehow I don't know why I came back in time. Anyway, thanks for inviting us back again for this Q&A session. Singapore is a very interesting place. It's a small island, but it's I just discovered in the Google US is 15,000 times the size of Singapore. Yeah, I don't know how big is US. According to Google, it's 15,000 times the size of Singapore. Although there's negative for Singapore, but the positive for Singapore is that we have the largest species on the tree, the largest species compared to the entire North America. I don't know how it came about. So if you want to have a visit of the trees in Singapore, you can come here and spend one day rather than spend the whole life in America. And also, I also discovered that although most of them speak English, but in the world map, they say that Malay is the main language. So English is not the main language. Malay is probably because we were once under Malaysia. Yeah? And then for those Chinese, you may not realize that when we call the Indians, we don't call them Indian. We call them Bengali. I also don't know why. Which is true. Whenever my parents, in the olden days, when we see the Indian, we don't address them as Indian. We call them Bengali. So I don't know how it come about. So never, you see a Chinese, never ask where is an Indian. Just say where is a Bengali.
Bengali, okay.
Thank you.
All right, another fun fact that I've learned from Sifu Francis. Thank you, sir. We'll be back to you because we know you've got questions. All right, over to Chris Tearzone. Captain Chris from the Philippines, who was basically the host. What did you want me to do? Oh, and before we go, Francis, thank you for that super sticker. I had it written down. I was supposed to say thank you, and I'm going to say thank you right here, right now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was because I was worried. I was worried that I miss up.
No. You didn't mess up. All right, let's go back to you, Chris. Captain Chris. I believe he was basically the host of this last weekend's Filipina Singaporean meet and greet, where Sifu Francis, among others, among you, Chris, did some training for some folks. Go ahead, Chris.
Yes, thank you very much, Rob and Lynn, and my fellow panelists, Melanie, Mayur. Nice meeting you for the first time and talking to you directly, Carmela and Pedro. Yes, interesting stuff you mentioned earlier, and also, of course, Francis, who I met personally last Saturday in our face-to-face training fellowship with a few of our Filipino team members in Team Own Pilipinas. So yeah, let me introduce myself. I'm residing in the southern region of the Philippines. So last week, from southern region, I went to the Luzon region, northern region, so of the Philippines. So it took me oh, 2 hours, almost 2 hours of flight to meet with Francis and Michelle Kamstra, who around Sunday went back to Netherlands. So double purpose, meeting Francis meeting us in the OES classroom trainers, and at the same time bonding before parting ways. So yeah, it was a fruitful session, and we'll be showing a 2-minute video later in OConnect. Okay, so of the highlights. Yeah, I'm back to my self-introduction. I'm a medical transcriptionist in profession. Also has experience in legal, business, and general transcription. I'm eager to undertake new challenges. That's why I have bonded with Francis in the goals of imparting um, um, skills in digital marketing. So, and of course, what we have in the OES digital hub. So I'm considering myself as a beginner in the visuals. Lynn, I'm taking note. Visuals is not graphics. Visuals and video editing, because it's my first year. I just started last May, learning from Christy Chong of Malaysia, and watching her impart about Canva. So yes, and finally, I'm proud global affiliate since 2021 on Passive. So a few things about Philippines. In Philippines has 7,641 islands. This has been mentioned in the past Q&A round table. And we have 170 dialects in the Philippines. And Philippines is the Asian nation that is predominantly Christian. So we have the largest expensive pearl in the world. It is found in the Philippines, particularly in the Palawan, in the Visayas region, in the middle region of the country. So Filipinos also are best singers. So it is yeah, and it's proven in the American Got Talent, British Got Talent. So I follow those in YouTube, being proud as a Filipino, and Philippines has earned its title as the text capital of the world because in social media, texting is being the primary means of communication. So, of course, um, Filipinos uh, also is ahead in delicious delicacies you should try. So there's the puto bumbong, sisig, lechon, menudo, caldereta. So those are the Filipino terms. So you have to watch out when you visit the Philippines, and let's dine or eat lunch together. So hopefully Francis enjoyed our delicacies in Manila last week. So and most don't worry, most people in the Philippines speak English, though it has 170 dialects with its multicultural um, uh, uh, lives in the country. So that's about it, Rob, because we're already past 30 minutes live streaming in YouTube.
But you know what? Very worthwhile. We wanted people around the globe to see you guys and to hear from you and to hear all about you and what about your country. So that's doesn't matter. Time is not of the essence. I do want to mention before we switch over to only O Connect, there are 70 some odd on YouTube and 55 to 60 on O Connect. So we'd love for you YouTubers who are watching, if you're not part of O Connect, not part of OES, I should say, not part of ONPASSIVE, you know the drill. Just go to Lynn's domain, which happens to be RobLynnLive.ai. And that's an easy one to click on and just go to it and subscribe and join with the free product. Three free products. There we go. I got it. I knew, I had passed 8th grade and I just wasn't sure if I could get that out in one phrase. So it's 3 free products. Join us on O Connect. We love everybody to come along. So for now, it's bye from here and away we go.
See y'all.
Away we go. We're going one way or the other. We're going to O Connect.
So come on over. We have in the live chat of our YouTube channel the link